Welcome to the February 11th segment of Trips and Traps. I'm Andy Serling, joined by Eric Donovan.
Yeah, we got 6 races to show you in 2 segments, but first of all, in the first segment, we're going to take a look at 3 races. A lot of races we're going to show you from the past week on February 6th. We're going to do about 4 races from February 6th, but let's turn back to February 4th first, and we're going to take a look at the one-horse Kambu Man. This was the 7th race on February 4th. It was a 4-and-up claimer, 20,000, 6 furlongs of distance, and you can see Kambu Man, the jockey, has some problems right out of the gate.
Yeah, no question about it. He loses his left iron in here, and it really compromised him, and it really changed the entire race. And we'll obviously get to Kambu Man because the rider, Adil Khan, was a 7-pound apprentice, and don't forget, Kambu Man was also coming off the claim, moving up from a $7,500 claimer to face $20,000. He's a massive speed horse in great form. The race is completely changed by him losing the irons, and you can see the rider continue to have problems, and we'll show the head-on a little later. Does an incredible job getting his foot back into the stirrups, but of course he's compromised Kambu Man's chances by this happening, and also the race dynamics are completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, going into this race, I would have to say you almost had to bet against Kambu Man here. Off 2 sharp wins for Greg DePrima for $7,500. First off the claim for Peter Chen, stepping up to $20,000. You know, I wouldn't have given Kambu Man much of a shot in this race. He was in very good form here. And you see he's trying to fight on here after all the trouble. I mean, this is a horse that does his best running on the front end, and he doesn't get to the front end here. He sits behind horses with the jockey Adil Khan having those stirrup problems. But you know what? He doesn't want to quit right away. He does get a little bit tired late here. But all in all, a very good effort from Kambu Man.
Yeah, and we'll take a look on the turn. And just you can see the left leg is sort of dangling here out of the stirrups. And really, he does an amazing job getting his foot back in the stirrup. We just thought it was sort of worth showing this amazing feat to you, as you'll see very soon.
Good
as
fun
we hit the turn. Yeah, right. He gets it in. You know, the other thing about the fact that Kambu Man, this happened with him, was it totally changed the dynamics of the race. The winner actually ended up wiring the field. Now, maybe he was going to win chasing Kambu Man, assuming Kambu Man didn't win, or perhaps some of those closers that finished third in here might have actually done a little bit better had Kambu Man been the front if you think the race is going to collapse. Just a dynamics change.
Yeah, El Chili Dog was the one to rally from third from farther back there with a quicker pace. Although I don't know how much quicker it could have been. It looked like there was 3 of them going at it pretty good around the far turn there. I thought the pace, could have been quicker fraction-wise, but I thought contested-wise it was pretty quick.
It was contested more, I agree. Kambu Man might have been cleared by 2 if he had broken well, and these horses would have been chasing, and you wonder if they would have had the same punch had they been chasing as opposed to being bad on the front end. It's a difficult discussion. I mean, they may have been easier for them to relax. Perhaps the winner would have gotten a more comfortable trip sitting behind horses. It's hard to know.
Let's get to our second race here. This is from February 6th, race number 2. A state-bred maiden special weight for 4-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. We're interested in the 5-horse here, Mighty Bobby McGee. This horse making a 4th start for trainer Rodrigo Obilio, and Malin Studer's the jockey.
Yeah, we've showed Mighty Bobby McGee before, and you can see very clearly that he absolutely just takes a left turn, and we'll show the head-on after the race, but he takes a left turn after the start and just goes right to the fence. I mean, that's a horse situation, not a rider. In fact, that's a dangerous situation. If I had the courage to be a rider, I'd be really scared. But anyway, as that happens, now it doesn't change the nature of the race because Mighty Bobby McGee is not a speed. The eventual winner, Putin, is sitting third there in the pink silks, but of course he gets an absolute dream setup because there's a huge duel in front of him.
Yeah, this is a good race to discuss race dynamics while we have the break, while Mighty Bobby McGee's not on the screen here. You see the 2 duelers up on the front end, and Putin, the favorite in here at 6-5, getting just a dream trip in here, sitting about 5 or 6 lengths off the pace setters here, and Putin's just going to blow by him shortly as they roll into the stretch here. But Mighty Bobby McGee is going to come back into the picture here pretty soon down on the inside in the yellowish silks with the Malin Studer. You see there going left-handed. So Mighty Bobby McGee's back in the game in here. Now, with this pace setters going very fast up front, Mighty Bobby McGee had that trouble at the start, but how much of this late run is set up by the pace collapse here that's going on?
A lot of it is, no question about it. I mean, the horse to me that may have run the best race was Timur, right. The one horse who finishes third in this race because he fought it out the whole way, and Sporting Man, the other one, Doolin, finishes behind him. Mighty Bobby McGee would have won the race if he didn't do that nonsense at the start, and we'll take a look at that. However, Putin had everything go his own way, and I'm not sure where Putin could run back that I'd be interested in betting him again. And there is Mighty Bobby McGee not really even breaking, basically coming to a stop and going into the inside fence. I mean, he's a horse who's finding ways to get himself beat. Now, this is not the first time that he's had problems and done this. He's done this before. And I got to tell you the truth, even though Mighty Bobby McGee has some talent and should have won this race, I want no part of this horse. He has too many bad habits for my money. He's not going to be a big enough price to bet him, and I think that Bobby McGee is a big trap in the future.
What about Putin? I think you misspoke when you were talking about him. You said I'd be looking to bet on him.
Bet against him.
You want to bet against him.
Yeah, there's no scenario that Putin will ever win another race with my money on him. I can guarantee you that.
So Timur, the one that's the playback out of that race.
Yeah, he would be the one I would use. We'll see how the dynamics set up next time, but if he ever gets in a situation where the pace is more favorable, I think he'll be tough. I believe he was his second-time starter, and he broke from the inside.
All right, we'll take a look at another race here from February 6th. It was race number 4, a maiden claiming race for 3-year-olds and up, 6 furlongs, 12,500. The tags. A couple of horses we're looking at here early on, the 3 Chasing Alex and the 4 Pee-wee's Peak.
Yes, Chasing Alex makes about his 3rd appearance here on Trips and Traps. He's number 3. Outside of him, the 4 in Yellow Silks. That's Pee-wee's Peak. Pee-wee's Peak had Gary Richards for his debut in this race, who's an apprentice rider, riding first-time star for Dominic Lucio. And I thought Pee-wee's Peak, and I know Eric agrees, had some real trouble there. You can see him steadying back towards the back of the pack, never in position, makes a nice little move on the turn about 3 wide to get into the contention here. First-time stars, you don't always need to see that much. He's in tight there. Maybe this horse, Pee-wee's Peak, with a rider change in his second start, could do a little better. And I thought he took a little bit of money in this race, which was sort of interesting.
And he did. I made him 20 to 1 on the line, thinking with Gary Richards up that he would go off that price, but he actually got bet down 12 to 1 here in a 10-horse field. So we'll see on him on the outside. Now we're going to take a look at Chasing Alex down on the rail, who's about to get himself into a little bit of a jackpot.
He's hemmed in the whole way, being on the inside. And it's not CeCe Lopez's fault. He has an inside post, and he's inside of horses. Now, had the leader been right on the fence, perhaps he would have had the room to go around him. But the leader is actually about the 1.5 path here. And you can see that CeCe Lopez wants to get Chasing Alex to the outside. And he just can't seem to do that. And this horse is not going through inside. And we'll see in the head-on, it's not until very, very late, right about here, that Lopez is actually able to ride the horse. And if you see the gallop out, he just runs off past the field. And there he is to the inside. And you can see how the leader is off the rail, but not that far off of it. And Chasing Alex, Lopez can't ride the horse. He wants to get outside. He's got a horse a little bit to his right. He can't get outside. Now the other horse drucks out a little bit. Now he's finally got the room inside. And this is very, very late in the race as he rides through. We're already at the wire. And as you can see, as they gallop out, he gallops out well past these horses. Chasing Alex absolutely should have won this race. The problem is he was 2 to 1 in this race. What price is he going to be in the future?
Yeah, that's a good point. He's going to be another short price. I thought there was a point at mid-stretch maybe where Lopez could have gotten him to the outside, but instead he opted to stay inside and save the ground, and not really important in the stretch. You want to try to get a clear path, but certainly, it was kind of tricky down inside there with the horse down in front of him, with the horse in front of him on the lead there. So Chasing Alex, a horse I'd be looking forward to next time, and of course Pee-wee's Peak too. I think another horse that I think will probably take some play next time out, but I think will be worth a bet back.
Yeah, Chasing Alex with a fair trip can't lose to these horses next time he runs, but he's going to be even money at 6 to 5, so who cares? Pee-wee's Peak is the one that we might be able to make some money with. So if he gets in a similar field, maybe with Chasing Alex, maybe he could finish second to Chasing Alex, fill out the exacta. But I think if you're going to try to make money with anybody, it's got to be Pee-wee's Peak.
I agree.
That does it for the first segment of Trips and Traps. And we'll have another segment coming up, though. And we enjoy everybody sends us the emails. We appreciate your watching, obviously. Trips and Traps at NYRAInc.com. Keep them coming. Get them in early. Maybe we can get your races onto the show.